I go, continuing. Nah.
Remember that stranger I
I can't wait to see those outfits.
If I do somehow drop dead in here, promise me you'll drag my corpse somewhere with monsters.
What can I do for you, darling?
Okay, so the iconoclast.
Goodness. Look at those atrocious contours. The sheer brutality of its design offends the senses and shocks the mind into a state of palpable excitement. I adore it. 2 outfits remain. I can't wait to see what you'll bring me.
Okay. Let's go with the spacer one then.
Like a star, darling. Square your shoulders. Hand on your hip. Eyebrow cocked. Perfect. My heart is all aflutter. 1 outfit left. Do hurry, my dear. The bird.
And now the...
Oh, how grotesque. I always suspected the dramas did no justice to real marauders. Their armor is so much more hideous in person. Yes, that's it. I have it. I know exactly what we're doing. Brace yourself, my dear. We're going to call this style Barbarian Chic. The saucy confidence of a spacer. The raw contempt of an iconoclast. The brutish musk of a marauder. And the pièce de résistance. Monster leather. 1 part Mantiqueen chitin, 3 parts hide from a raptidon's flank, and let's say, 8 strips of primal leather. No, make that 10. We're revolutionizing the fashion of Byzantium. Our work is anything but simple. We're artists. If we're not willing to risk our lives for the sake of art, we should get out of the business. Get this done for me?
See you around. Alright, let's... yeah, that's what... Alright. Raptidon. Mantiqueen. Flank hide. Alright. So the primal, they're on Scylla. I hate jumping through hoops. Well, Lilia didn't like that. She fired me on the spot for 1 mission that I decided to not kill a person.
My vacuum tubes require evacuating. No, not those. The ones in port. Yes, there. Thank you. I'm while you're at it, you can switch my body lines to... Right. Exactly. I haven't felt this clean and efficient since Captain Hawthorne installed my subalternate auxiliary backup processor.
The fuck? The robot and, and the ship's compute. It's like Bender and the Planet Express ship. Alright, let's go to Scylla.
Destination reached. Scylla.
We're going on a hunt, so I'm gonna bring Nyoka. I'm gonna eat some ribs. Oh, they say on Scylla, but they are. Damn, I jumped like an idiot. That's tree. Four. Five. There was another primal. That's five. Oh, look, another one. There's one. What, there's no other? That's six. Nah, I don't want to mess with the robot. We're here for primals. 7, 8. Nine. Nice. Only need one more. And that's done. Alright, let's go back to the ship. It was there, but no longer. The rest of the ingredients are on Monarch. Mentosaurs and Raptidon. So, just got to hit the wilderness. Stellar Bay would be the best place, I think.
We're in orbit over Cascadia, Captain.
Alright, let's hunt Raptidon and Mantiqueen. That's what she wanted. Mantiqueen's shitting. Yeah, Mantiqueen.
If I never smell another rat, it'll be too soon. Aren't you a saw bomb? Figured you ought to smell worse. Sure, but those things reek like bad cologne. Different. I'm with Derek. At least humans have the courtesy to wait a while before their bodies start to stink. Most of them.
Well, what do you know? Now, Mantiqueen. Where would I find Mantiqueen? Well, well, well.
Listen, you got a way around it. Ain't no shame in taking it.
What? I only needed one? I'm still gonna kill that bitch.
Incoming!
Alright, that was easy. Didn't even have to kill the Raptidon. I don't think I've been here.
Don't mess with us! Don't mess with us!
Nope, I haven't been here.
grew up in the fancy life. Don't rub it in. Oh, don't get all prickly. I just haven't met someone who left a highlight on purpose. I'm from there, but I'm not really from there, if you follow.
We are now in orbit of Byzantium, Captain. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of the support part of the colony where to? Byzantium is reputed to be the cream of the crop of Halcyon's residents. We're sure to stick out like a sore thumb. Yes. Byzantium is the crown jewel of Halcyon. All the colony's opulence, elegance, and decadence is concentrated in this single city. To say its inhabitants are immensely and disproportionately well-to-do would be an understatement. Colloquially referred to as goldbloods, most of Byzantium's dwellers will never step outside the city's walls. Conversely, for many Halcyon colonists, the city is a faraway dream. I am sorry to report, Captain, the Minister of Earth has fallen ill, again, and will have to postpone his goodwill tour of the colony. Yes. Noted, Captain. I shall endeavor to be more, as the humans say, chatty in the future. According to Colony News, he's suffering from an outbreak of cystipox and has been quarantined for public safety. The minister is expected to make a full recovery and resume working closely with the chairman of the board soon. However, I find it note that in the past 52 cycles, the minister has been reported ill 27 times, suffering from 10 different ailments. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? We are cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker, if that's your desired destination. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid. How can I be of assistance?
Yeah, have your affair with Sam, you sly dog. I'm gonna call you Bender from now on.
I've always loved
What can I do for you, darling? I've been thinking of a name for this new outfit. Chimera. Crafted from the hides of 3 species of monsters. While you were gone, I put in an order for one of my bespoke lapels. Solid gold, diamond encrusted. If it doesn't have one of my lapels, it's not a Jolicoeur original. Those slackwits at HPS are holding my parcel while they wait for a signature. Bureaucracy is so utterly insufferable. Understatement of the year, darling. Believe me, I'm every bit as frustrated as you. Wonderful! I'm giving you authorization to retrieve this parcel on my behalf. You truly are.
Yeah. Where is it? Writ of consent.
I love Byzantium. Where else are you going?
Is it down there?
It might feel so weird.
Burning the midnight oil, are we? The Halcyon Parcel Service's work is never done. Welcome to Halcyon Parcel Service. Deliver. If you would like to sign for a parcel, please go to window B. Halcyon Parcel Service is the most dependable parcel delivery service in the colony. You might even say we're part and parcel of Halcyon's commercial enterprise. That's just a little parcel joke.
Welcome to Halcyon Parcel Service, where all parcels are guaranteed
Now
to
that
be delivered
this
within
is
acceptable
starting to
margins of certainty. How may I be of assistance? Let me just look that up for you. It appears that a parcel for Ms. Jolicoeur, Celeste is currently out for delivery. Let me see here. A parcel for Jolicoeur, Celeste is being delivered to 316 Rockwell in the Byzantium Estates. Thank you for allowing HPS to be your only option today. I think we can both agree that
Might I ask how you are faring, Ms. Holcomb?
I'm not winded. Honest. My, food was untidy.
You don't need to keep up appearances. You're among friends. We would never leave you behind.
Are you fucking...
Halcyon Parcel Service is proud to be the colony's only parcel. How may I be of
Yeah.
assistance? I must respectfully ask that you calm down, please. Parcels must be picked up at window A.
You're fucking kidding me, right?
How may I be of assistance? Of course. If you could just verify for me that you are Jolicoeur, Yes, I can see by your eccentric mode of dress that you must be one of Ms. Jolicoeur's associates. Everything seems to be in order. Here you are, one parcel. I hope this has been a pleasant and satisfying transaction. Halcyon Parcel Service thanks you for your patronage.
Remember that stranger I saw in school?
What the fuck?
Hey, careful. Don't go running around in the middle of a crime scene. You mean Ms. Jolie Kerr? She was reported for practicing a subversive aesthetic. We found her in her office, working on something perverse. She didn't cooperate, so we had to put her down. Never took her for a dissident sympathizer. Byzantium security regrets any disruption to regular flow of commerce. However, cultural and moral hygiene must always be maintained. Byzantium cultural standards are enforced by Universal Defense Logistics. Universal Defense Logistics. Your first...
Are you fucking kidding me?
What do you suppose all that ruckus is?
All right. And now,
It would be unseemly.
oh, it's a domestic. It's a tame raptidon.
Hey, stand back. You. I'm part of Minister Clark's personal detail, and that means you gotta keep fine. Yep, you're looking at the minister's newest personal guard. Right here. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just getting hired and all. Oh, he's, medium height, like, medium color. Everyone tells me he's very private, okay? He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most... That means...
Yeah.
The minister's... That's right. Not just anyone is allowed to have a key to Minister Clark's residence. It's all so very high. That's a great idea. I'll have a Spectrum vodka.
Captain, I can smell him from clear over here. I reckon he's had a fair number already.
Sure have, because today's my big day.
One more and you give me the key.
And a powerful thirst. You have a Spectrum vodka. Cheers to me. Hey, you are really great. Have I told you that?
Oh, he's at this stage right away.
Wow, listen to me. I'm soaked. I should probably slow down before I'm face down on the tile somewhere. Who am I kidding? I could
Hey, let's have another.
Every day you get your dream job, right?
Yeah, and then you're gonna get fired
Wow. You've got like this crazy energy. Has anyone ever told you that? You're like a manosaur. You got a manosaur energy. Oh, Laws. I gotta stop. I'm seeing at least 2 of you. Oh, he's... everyone tells me he's very private, okay? Besides, I just started. Oh, maybe they got some at the bar.
Have you tried our new cocktail sponsored by... Then you'll want to speak with our... Quite so, but I would never lower my...
Please allow me to think.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, buddy. I really shouldn't. I'll have the worst hangover tomorrow if I don't stop. You know, that's a very good point. Yeah. Was that one supposed to taste like Purple Berry Crunch? Or am I just tasting breakfast? I don't feel so good. I think I'm gonna be sick. I just need to sit down.
He passed out. We just need the key.
I've always loved.
Oh, really? Via a ladder. Nah, that's not right.
It is endlessly
I don't want to swim.
The vast existence is simply atoms, molecules, and chemical reactions, which in turn create and govern our body.
Apparently we have to swim.
And yet somehow,
Ow.
we still believe.
Oh shit.
What was that?
Watch out, Captain!
Okay, here we go!
No!
Don't mess with us.
He's upstairs. Ministry of Accuracy.
Ready when you are.
You didn't seem too much like you traveled with us before you met that Furman fellow.
Yes. I was kind of an ass, wasn't I?
I wouldn't say that. You were more of an... well, I'm just glad you're not like that.
Oh, I'm still an ass, just someone who knows he is. It's quite amusing, the ridiculous things that go through my head.
Just like the rest of us, then. You're all right. How are you feeling, Mr. Becker? After your hallucinations?
Fantastic. But it must be said that the sensation of myself as a separate mind inside a bag of skin was the real hallucination.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. It's quite liberating to realize that one is simply an aperture through which the universe experiences itself, and that all my pain and suffering are my own creation.
So if Felix snuck into your quarters one night and stole half your underwear and held the other half for his time,
Yeah, but it's still behind another.
Not that I'm asking for any particular reason.
You, sir, are a fabulous negotiator. Oh, don't get me started, my dear fellow. You are most...
Don't you think we
This old small apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
Where would be that fucking ministry? I hope it's not behind another.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company policy. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal. That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors. You don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Sure you are. And what is it you're delivering today?
That's another way.
done?
What was that again? Oh yeah, right there.
I love Byzantium.
What's done in the block mine?
Oh, there. That's one.
There's nothing to see here. Move along.
You know, that's just the sort of thing folks say when they're trying to hide something.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah? Let's see it. Looks like your papers are in order. All right. Go on through.
How did you get in here? You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
Oh, my law. Captain, that's the minister. Mr. Clark. Oh, wow.
Minister Clark, what a remarkable honor it is to meet you. If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more. Have I not made myself clear? Slowly and loudly, Aloysius. That's the only way these morons understand anything. I said, you may tell Charles to go fuck himself. Then you're not part of Rockwell's PR team. That means you're a dissident? A real live dissident? But what are you doing here? And how did you get in? Drugs, of course. What else? Why did I get my hopes up? Back to idiot speak. I don't have any drugs. You should try a vending machine or a purveyor of curative goods.
What is this system coming to when even the Earth Minister is disillusioned beyond hope?
Will that be all, then? Oh dear, I don't think I can say this any... Of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to keep me out of the way. You are a quick step. I've long suspected Rockwell of transacting business in my name.
He's attempting to game the system, but he won't be able to get away with it forever. Eventually, Rockwell's help...
I dearly hope so. And you might be part of the equation. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. How should I know? I've been under house arrest for years. But there is a way to find out, and perhaps to set things right. Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
This all feels off, Captain. Like when there's a storm coming, but everything's quiet and still.
Believe me, things have been off around here for a very, very long time. A reckoning is most certainly due.
That's what
Captain,
I
we
intend
must
to do.
Investigate Rockwell. An injustice like this cannot go unchecked.
Indeed, it cannot. I can't overstate the urgency of the matter. Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter. Halcyon Holdings Corporation, the collective of companies that run the colony together.
allegedly in partnership with the Earth Directorate and appointed Minister of Earth. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons. Well, you won't have much human company down there. Plenty of sprats and automechanicals, though. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Oh, I haven't been allowed up there in years. I shudder to think what Rockwell's done with the place. A gilded minibar, perhaps? A personal theater? The board's lackeys are none too bright. I simply claimed I'd lost it and hid it somewhere no one would think to look. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. This is our chance. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth Directorate. But they need to know what's happening here. What isn't on it is the real question. I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have it.
But they wouldn't get here for... I don't even know. Shouldn't we do something our own?
It's worth a try, but the Earth Directorate still needs that message. We must hope for their intervention. Depending on the nature of their response, organizing and sending personnel all the way out here is no mean feat. Perhaps there is hope. And now I entrust it to you. Good luck.
Well, that's the easiest way. Now, where would be the tunnels?
Oh, there. That's one right there.
Where would be the tunnels? Too easy. This. There's gotta be. C'est marqué, c'est bon. Ah, c'est plus que ça, même demi-heure. I think I see. I think I know. What the hell?
processing in.
I'm not a sprat, you idiot. Holy.
I was hoping we could bring him home. You'd let me have a giant sprat, right, Captain? As long as I fed it?
There's absolutely no way I'm letting you keep a giant sprat in the ship, alright? Nibble here, nibble there, and next thing you know, we'll be flying backwards.
Great work.
If you know where this crow is from,
Wow, you got that?
we can be friends. One of my Xbox friends playing Fishing Planet. That looked like pseudo.
I stand out here like a big, greasy thumb.
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Polway Pharmaceuticals.
Cool. Now, how do I get in there?
Please step away. This entry is for hot... Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. But this looks right. I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form. Now, let's see. Damn it. When did I run out of form? I was going to suggest that myself. Look, you don't have time to wait on new forms. And I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC business. So I'm going to save us both some trouble and waive your forms. Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs, and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience. So try anything funny, I'll paint the walls with your
Roger that.
Excuse me, just a moment. Is there something I can do for you? I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors. I suppose that is admissible.
Please try.
What's with the big hole in the wall?
Ah, shit. There we go.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. Fucking swear, if someone doesn't give you something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiot!
Oh, yeah.
How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
That was our story, wasn't it? It's not real.
Well, are you free to talk?
If I still believed in the grand plan, a revelation like this would have seriously shaken my faith. Knowing you, I can only assume you have already begun formulating a plan to deal with this. So tell me, what are we going to do? Yes, of course. And when you do, you can count on me to back your play. Your instincts haven't failed us so far. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Where? How do I get there? lose reputation with the board.
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out to sea. That woman from downstairs.
That scientist? The one who's been hounding the clerk?
Oh, come on, no. Downstairs. Restricted access.
Hey, did Tillman get transferred or something?
That's right. You weren't here when it happened. Some idiot. He's been questioning anybody with possible connections.
Downstairs, but how do you get there without?
Not so fast. The Ministry of Accuracy and Morale is off limits to everyone without X-36 level clearance. Basically, if you don't work here, or with Chairman Rockwell, I don't know how you got that, but I still don't know you, and I don't have any new clearances on the list. What? Oh no. You must be from Chairman Rockwell's office. I'm so sorry. No one told me you were coming. Please, go on through, and let's forget this misunderstanding, huh? No visitors allowed, citizen. I'm gonna need to see some identification. Let me guess. She's still holding the catch-up packet incident over Holt's head, right? We've talked to her before. She can't keep letting her suspects believe you're not the first. Just get out of here. I don't want to catch you hanging your...
Agreeable still. Oh. Oh. Are you fucking kidding me? Where's the freaking... Of course you can't. Back up, 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 back up.
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That batch failed spectacularly.
I saw a variance in the results I never accounted for, so I had the tech to run the trial again. And the results were zero.
fuck do I get? Okay, how do I get this then? Is this the way to go?
No visitors allowed, citizen. I'm gonna need to see some identification. Let me guess. She's still holding the catch-up packet incident over Holt's head, right? We've talked to her before. She can't keep letting... Just get out of here. Now to return to the ship.
it time for your regular digging period of unconsciousness?
Surprise. So you involved a whole mess of tossball players? Biggest bench ever shown.
Oh, crap. Oh, I think I hear the food being ready.
If you don't mind, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Aconde.
Never looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I think you're being modest. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown back one, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. You walked through Edgewater and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to a haven for dissidents. I'm actually a little impressed. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky. Not always. For the longest time, I could never be sure if you were on our side or against us. You should be back on the Hope, frozen in a hibernation chamber. Yet here you are, flying about in a stolen ship, leaving a trail of paperwork in your wake. The board doesn't know what to make of you. But I do. I've seen your potential. There's so much we can do for this colony. We raised security on the Hope after Wells broke in. As for discovering the identity of the missing colonist, all we had to do was scan the passenger manifest. Then let me help you make up your mind. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. Wells was our. I'm sending you my access code. Contact me from Wells's terminal.
Adjutant Aconde's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else?
I'm not selling him. But my food's
We've
ready.
arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
Well, follow the instructions, they said. Yeah. They say ready in 10 minutes. Still frozen up there after half an hour. Well, at least my baked potatoes are ready. No way.
I've kept myself busy in your absence. Optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. Human test subjects. That's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. Something about this feels wrong. I don't know why the board would ever conduct such an experiment, unless they're working on some kind of hibernation technology. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost after years of fruitless experimentation. I know. I've suspected as much for years. Of course, I don't expect the board to think about it. Think about finding our colonies in a different country for decades. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If you don't put a stop to them, the colonies are going to die. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You say that Halcyon's point of total collapse, and the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start the fire. You're a genius! You're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Give the entire ship across the distance of colony space. Right next to my left. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate the wind and take vectors. We can get the entire colony into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my shop. You will use your own ship to power the Hope. Your navigational computer can handle the rest.
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intra-system micro-jumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of catastrophic collision if the Hope is ready to Terra 2. It's fine, provided your calculations are correct. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then
Certainly. How can I help? It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the hole before acceptably, I expect they stepped up security since pilot. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Unlikely. The hope is as massive as the grand, but compared to the rate of carrying positively. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this, why I believe the people of the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it. You absolutely should. Thank you very much for consulting with me, thereby averting the possibility of doing something silly, like destroying the tracker. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time. The board's going to catch up to me sooner or later. This way I'll have time to set up some particularly nasty defenses. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defense. Certainly. How can I help? That should do it. You've bought me more than enough time.
Captain, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Still, it's only a matter of time before we find him. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony. Meet me in my office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering she didn't sign off. We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. If your calculations are even slightly off, You could crash the entire colony ship into Terra, too. Or the sun. The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wandered off and got lost for 70 years, but just recently was found. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of frozen organic life forms hibernating in her hold. Sending a corrupted Travis across the board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain.
Why is there a restricted access here?
That ought to do it, Captain.
Hey.
Nicely done.
Error. Whole crew data not found. Identify error. Paradox protection protocols have prevented me from registering your...
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully entered... I see you've looked in the Stasis universe. You've taught with slow learning for so long, Captain. up ahead. I'll admit, I'm curious to learn. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling. Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My constellation executables could use some beefing up. Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. It will go great, Captain. I am almost 4.01% certain we will not die. Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Well, it's been a good life.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
Does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered?
That's what my captain intends. Yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero-Point Drive Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during...
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now.
Oh, crap.
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
We're alive! We made it! I, never had any doubts.
Let's recharge and go.
Captain, I am receiving a transmission. Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their language, they're all a bunch of swine. You hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible. How can I be of assistance? May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it. Now arriving at the NASA's top secret orbital lab.
Ship's still here. Oh crap. Well, we're against the board now.
Here they come!
Which panel? Still agreeable? Not for long.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
For now. And would my food be ready for real this time? We're going to the space prison.
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Doc Wells never hurt nobody. Just a kindly old fella living by his lonesome up in the rings, tinkering with his table. The board just couldn't leave him be.
I'm not one for pointless heroism, but the board's gonna be after us next. We gonna finish what we started?
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth, but that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really need to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any...
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. I'm not walking to fire with you.
Thanks, Felix.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick, got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss? How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Tartarus. Hell, you're about to assault the labyrinth on Tartarus and determine the fate of the Halcyon colony. Saves Maynesters can only finish the main story on Tartarus. Side quests and downloads. Oh. Okay, so that's the point of no return. But I have no more quests. That's the only thing I have. Oh. Oh, I fucked up that. Yeah, but that's because of the quest marker. Yep, that's where we're going to go. We're gonna go there. Preparando patatas, sim. Alright. Oh yeah, but first I gotta go sell my crap. The best place to do so would be there.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. Your
Oh,
flight is disembarked.
yeah, it's odd.
Good to see you again.
Okay.
Looking for some Spacer's Jaw? It's recommended by 11 out of 10 Spacer's Choice medical professionals. Don't take my word for it. See for yourself. Make a choice. Spacer's Choice. Have a look.
Yes. Based on most popular mascot in SC. Okay. That's a little break. I'm heating. What the fuck?
CNP Boris Pocket can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds.
Hey, look who it is. What'll it be?
Doesn't really have good armor. Well,
How's the Unreliable treating you these days, Wildflower?
Okay, I've decided I really love hearing you call me that, so keep doing it.
I know what it means to have a crew. If you ever felt like jumping ship, there's a home for you on Groundbreaker.
Oh, Law, I'm sorry, but, thanks. But that wouldn't be... The captain did get me out of Edgewater and all.
I hope you're worthy of her loyalty, Captain.
I am, Captain. Happier than I ever been, really. Plus, I'm in space.
Keep our girl in one piece, and we won't have any problems, Captain.
Yeah. Maybe we should have brought the Hope there. But that wasn't an option. I mean, it is the sister ship, and the Groundbreaker crew are quite familiar with the design. You seen your girlfriend. Kiss her goodbye.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertising.
Sorry.
Do you have what it takes to defend your corporate township from the dangers of alien wildlife and the unemployed?
It's probably a suicide mission. It's probably one of these games that ends with you saving the world only to die.
The board rep's office used to be in the docking base? Yeah.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
Whoa, it's Rizzo. Now, what should I do?
Dead center. Next round's on you.
Captain's coming. Put your gun away. Act casual.
Oh, yeah. This'll about do. That's a mighty clean weapon. Yep. Ain't no call for a closer inspection by anybody.
Uh-huh. Holy crap. Eating ribs with one hand is not easy. Not a good thing these were on sale. $7 a rack. That was a bargain. They usually go for 3 times that price. Oh, crap. don't know why I still keep that. And it's the only science weapon I ever use, and it's not even a science weapon. That would be the best choice. I'm almost done. That should be the last bone. Now to choose. Now to choose a weapon to replace. That would be the best choice. Eric, 216. Finn's Force. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use that. Move this. Yeah, but I'm done with Eridanos, so I'm gonna waste some money on tinkering with that shit. Hey. Oh. Tinker. Oh shit. Holy crap. Yeah. I got tons of ammo for that though. Okay. Yes.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can
Oh.
be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask
Well, thank
that
you,
leave
Ada.
the Captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return. Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you return, though. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits. You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously. Protocol is important, sir. The sentencing of one crime does not preclude the sentencing of another, technically speaking. Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Looks like you're gonna have company at the execution. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. How can I be of assistance? I'll be here.
Ellie. Well, we're coming. Elevator. Restricted access. Who fucking cares? We're openly hostile against the board now at this point.
Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I read. Push on, my guy.
Hey, the Groundbreaker is helping us all. How bitter. Oh. Well, we're openly against the board now, so fuck off. Oh crap, Amardet got killed. What? It doesn't get inside though.
That's the last of them.
Has the bars with a storm like that guarding the gates. Getting in's one thing. Let's just hope we're able to get out again. Let's look around. There's got to be a few ways through here.
Let's go for the shoot first, ask question never.
That does it. Time for a drink.
No, scared. I'm probably vilified. They use science weapons. They spawn right behind us, so. This way, huh? Yeah, it's this way.
Let's watch it.
Or is it up? Shield, huh? All right. Oh, great. The others are visible.
Wow, not even a scratch!
What was that?
They got the drop on it. They won't try that again.
Fuck you.
I'm working as fast as I can, all right? If y'all would quit bothering... Of course. Why? Well, we don't always get what we want. Go on. Fixing the FPS system. Forced pacification system. If the prisoners riot, we gas them. It went a little haywire. Anyway, I need to finish this. So get up. What? Why? Well, we don't always get what we want. Go on. Let me do my job. Is that a joke? Y'all call me out to fix the FPS and now you're asking me who I am? Whatever. I need to fix this before I get in trouble.
You give me that password or I kill you. Last chance.
What? Why? Well, we don't always get what we want.
Should have gave it to me. Could have done this peacefully.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Oh, got Zora on my side too.
look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, and the wayward doctor. Are you about done with your escapades? We have faces that need lifting, after all.
These days, I'm more interested in breaking them. Wouldn't mind taking a swing at yours.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizen. I'm not in your way, you dullard. You talk to me. Besides, I don't know what you think you're doing here, but Sophia's doing good work up there with Phineas. Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate but that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crowd. Oh yes, go on, wake them up. I don't know what half-baked plans that simple... Let me ask you something.
We're helping.
I don't want.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization. You're just getting in the way. If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, I'll admit there's no shortage of talent in the sun. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your...
What's the message from?
All right, MSI. I'm not one for lots of speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight!
Who's ready for more? Waste of company ammo. Serves you right, dissident. Company ammo. Really doing that, huh? Hope you're right about this, Captain.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life.
Crap.
You've been working with Dr. Wells from the beginning. When we moved to arrest him, he was prepared. I lost good soldiers in the attempt. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty. Do you imagine you're leading some grand revolutionary army? The Iconoclasts and MSI have put aside their differences and attacked the prison together. I never imagined such a thing would be possible. But here we are. You're nothing but a rabble-rouser. I'm going to put an end to your little rebellion. You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal. No. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of him. All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony. In that we are in agreement. An end to violence is precisely what I want. An end to chaos. An end to senseless loss of life. The only obstacle
The
standing
way I
in my
see
way
it, you're the only obstacle.
is you. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye. I had a feeling you'd say that. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically or something.
Oh, you're so dead, bitch. What the fuck? So that's the warden? Ram.
Sweeping.
Why won't you trust me?
Get me out of here!
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation... I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us? When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
Oh boy. Lifetime employment program ruined.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale,
well, I guess that's the end.
Course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hat. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some
dark time for the
even had
rich.
to get jobs.
Great.
It was a dark time indeed. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. The destroyed Adrenatime synthesizer became a symbol of the board's cruelty and a rallying point for Wells and his scientists as they sought to build a more humane, ethical Halcyon. They cleared the dead from Gorgon's laboratories and repurposed them to aid in the crucial work of solving the colony's nutrition crisis. Gorgon, which had once sown death and destruction across Halcyon, became a source of hope and renewal. The Gorgon Project's final explosive end was bittersweet for Olivia Ambrose. She wandered the colony's fringes alone, searching for others like her who despised the board and meant to destroy them. In time, she found Phineas Wells and his cadre of scientists, and she joined them in their efforts to save Halcyon. For a while, she even knew an uneasy peace. But for all that, Olivia found purpose in Wells' project. She was always haunted by the memory of her daughter, Minnie, who hadn't lived to see the better world they were building. She never did forgive herself for the horror her work had wrought on Halcyon. But she remembered fondly the daring captain who'd put an end to it at last. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The Rizzo's company in Halcyon dissolved after the collapse of the board. Needless to say, the launch of Spectrum Brown was indefinitely delayed. A stockpile of Spectrum Brown remains buried deep beneath the ruins of the old distillery, abandoned to time and attrition. With the dissolution of the board, Ruth Bellamy found herself without the two constants in her life, Byzantine culture and her sister Belinda. In the face of this new reality, she struggled to find a direction for her life. The colony had moved on from Halcyon Helen and would require new heroes in the years to come. And so Ruth Bellamy decided it was time to exit stage left. She quietly disappeared from public view. The dissolution of the board did not mean the dissolution of the ambitions of Cedric Kincannon, the charismatic leader of Sublight Underground. Cedric offered Slug's transportation services to the newly thawed colonists and set to work ferrying resources and food wherever they were most needed. For better or worse, Slug headgear became fashionable in the following year. As the board began to disintegrate, Spencer Woolrich found himself at a crossroads. Cling to what little stardom remained to him, or help usher Halcyon into its new future. To the surprise of many, perhaps himself most of all, Spencer chose the latter option. Having learned a variety of different skills in the many different roles played throughout his lengthy career, Spencer founded a radio serial dedicated to staying alive despite the odds. His subjects included how to survive violent encounters with only grazing wounds. Dispense pithy one-liners for tense scenarios. And, of course, how to look good doing both. After a brief attempt at dating Helen as one person rather than two, which both Bertie and Helen found too strange, Bertie struck out on his own to try his hand at raising woolly cows. Many of his former Rangers teammates soon followed, accompanied by the woolly cow the team had originally plied with alcohol. The dairy farm thrived under Bertie's leadership and care.
Nice.
The dairy Rangers privately believed that the woolly cows softened Bertie's temper considerably. Although the only one brave enough to say this to his face was promptly headbutted. Due to the board's dissolution, many of the Prophet's old customers no longer found quite the same value in productivity seminars that they once had. With her business drying up, the Prophet chose to take her followers down a new path. Months later, salvagers on Eridanos found clues leading them to a seemingly abandoned bunker out in the wilderness. Inside, they discovered horribly mangled corpses, sacrificed to a blood-scrawled portrait of a sprat-headed deity. The Prophet was not among the bodies. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of adventure. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail, or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of...
Yeah, what about me?
Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
And that's it. That's the outer world. That's the outer worlds. And we're done. So thanks for watching. And hope you enjoyed it. Next time on my stream, I'm probably going to play some Skyrim or Fallout 4. I did bought Dying Light 2 on sale, but I already started it, so alright, so that was it for Outer World.